And so it is. We are expanding into more of our own being. And I realize how important it is, the work we are doing, not only for ourselves, but also for humanity. And so it's amazing. I try to make sense of it all, and it's really impossible, I guess, to make sense of it all. But that's okay. Little bits and pieces coming together. I know Divine Mother said it is all up to us. And so it's funny because today's transmission with Oren is called It's All Up to You. Woohoo! What an amazing opportunity for this to be up to us. And so this image, for example, it comes from the teaching of Jose Arguelles. And I know many of you know his teachings better than I do. But the thing is that I really, when I saw this, I thought, this is it, this is what's happening on planet Earth. So let me take you a little bit through what I know. I only share what I truly have experienced, what I have seen, what I know. And it's not the full picture, of course, because how could it be? My brain would be exploding here. But the little bits and pieces that are helpful. And so I also spoke to Patricia yesterday, and we recorded an invocation. So I'll be sharing that today. It's not made yet because I don't have my computer here. I'm just on my laptop, so I cannot make the video for that. But it's going to be amazing. It's for our event on February 5th. And so whatever Patricia, wanted to share, it also was all of this about the planetary grid. For those of you who have 33 codes, I will be redesigning the 33 codes hopefully next week when, again, I have my computer, and I want to put all the beautiful art, activating art that Claudia created in. And so in the 33 codes, you also have at the beginning the chapters about the planetary grid as it was revealed to me by the Silent Watchers. And so here we are, big adventure. So let's see if we can make sense of it. So once upon a time, the Earth was in a fifth dimensional body of light herself. She had the rainbow body. The rainbow body is actually the emanation of source light. Now, as light emanates from source, it looks like beautiful rainbows of so many more colors than the 7 colors, of course. That's why we speak about the 12-dimensional light. And we say, the 12 aspects of divinity. And also, we are in a world that is designed upon the principle of 12. And so you can imagine the rainbow being a little richer. For example, here we have the beautiful picture of the divine self having all the 12 colors of the rainbow. And so as the source light emanates, the design in this world was that you and me will fully receive this beautiful 12 aspects of our divinity, and that all worlds will be surrounded by rainbow light. The thing about this rainbow light, that it is magnetic. And so Divine Mother explains her creation as a creation of really magnetism, and magnetism being love, real love, that holds everything together. And so we understand how magnets come together. We understand how life is drawn to us. Life is drawn to us. And it is drawn to us through our sacred hearts, through our own magnetism. Magnetism is a big, big mystery. Yogananda spoke about how to be more magnetic, how to increase your magnetism. That is the big science of creation. And so we are beings within magnetic creation. And so the idea was this, yes, it's going to be so amazing in this fifth dimensional reality of planet Earth as it used to be. Some people say at that time we called her Terra. I really don't know what we called her. All I know that we were there and life was pretty awesome. And so this magnetic light was flowing through us fully and completely. This is the light of the divine self. And so we had 12-dimensional chakra system. You can explore this within yourself when you have mystical experiences, and you will truly find this amazing architecture of 12 within your own being. To me, this happens through breath work. It happens also through body work. It happens, through an alignment within your own being that you actually find it. It's amazing. And so when you open yourself up to all that you are, you become free. You become free, because you realize you are being sustained by this magnetic life force that comes to you from source. It's amazing. And so once upon a time, the earth too, she was beautifully aligned. It was the golden age, the axis of the earth was not tilted, because that would be so strange. Look at our own axis, which is the spinal cord. If it was tilted, we'll struggle. And so the earth has been struggling because of her own spine being tilted through all the distortions that took place. That was the fall. The fall was when the axis fell, the electromagnetic field fell. So when something is out of alignment, we know what it is like in the body. And so the same thing happened also within the body of the earth. So since we are beings who really wanted to be on the earth, we wanted to experience this bountiful creation of Divine Mother. We wanted to be here to be beings of love and light. That was the original idea. So when we got out of alignment, the earth got out of alignment. When the earth got out of alignment, we got out of alignment, the catch-22. And so since then, we have been seeking through spirituality, which I don't even like the word spirituality, because it is all divine, And so how can there be something which is not divine? And so anyway, we've been seeking through our spiritual practices, through yoga, through meditation. We'll be kind of trying to get out of this condition to come back to alignment. And the earth too has been trying to get back to alignment, because she too is an amazing being, the planetary logos working with the solar logos. And so, we have these cycles, and we have many different cycles within cosmos, within the galaxy. And so when the opportunity came, for example, when we had Atlantean civilization, the opportunity came, of course, to correct this. But again, it failed. It didn't correct itself. And so we had to have the floods. We had to have these, cataclysms to clean up the mess and start again. And so again, the alignment didn't happen. But this time we have the same opportunity. We have the same amazing opportunity for the earth to align herself, for you and me to align our own being, to realize who we truly are, but also to realize who we are not. And what was the illusion? And this illusion has been held within us. People call it through ego, for example. But also this illusion has been held within the earth, because she didn't have this beautiful electromagnetic field, mainly magnetic field of the rainbow light. We too lost our rainbow light. We did. And so when I look at someone, I see how we do have some rainbow light within us, of course, because it is our original blueprint. But very often it's pretty dim, but it's okay. It still is there within us. And so one day, Source decided, let's send a lot of these rainbow children back into this world. And so to me, this was the original creation. We were all rainbow children. This rainbow light was running through us. And that is why we didn't need to, for example, eat. We didn't need to earn money. We didn't need to buy stuff. We didn't need to have sex to procreate. We were beings of rainbow light. We were already in the fifth dimensional state of consciousness. And so we were creating through light. We were creating through love. And we didn't have those needs like we have now. So we are in a fallen state right now, and we are just recovering through whatever we can do from the fallen state. In this fallen state, we really, disconnected from that one important energy, and that is the love of the mother, the love for the mother, the love within us, the balance of the right and left, the balance of the divine feminine, divine masculine. And so as we became beings out of balance, you can think of the earth also, as I said, being tilted. We too became tilted. We too stopped using one hand, which then also really impacted the way we use our brain. Also, our brain was split into this dysfunction of between the difference between the divine masculine within, divine feminine within, and so on. And the planetary grid became really kind of a transmitter of dysfunction. And we all live within the planetary grid, of course. And so the planetary grid would kind of contain our collective dysfunction, collective reality that we call it. And so we say, yes, this is collective reality. The thing is that also there are higher realities that already are contained within this new planetary grid, which is the grid of really all love. all magnetic love. And this is why you and me are here. Number one, we need to open the portal within so that once again, the fullness of divine light can flow through us. As long as there is the personality, character, self who believes in limitations or gives power to those limitations, this fullness cannot unfold through us. And so that's why we are back. That's why we are here, because we showed that we are beings of love. We showed that we know how to actually work with love light. And we showed our ability to open the heart despite the conditions. And so we showed through our amazing other experiences that we are so capable to actually say, I understand that what I see on the outside is the illusion of the past. And the past cannot have actually control over how I feel today. I know it's hard, but it is possible. And so we have to liberate the mind and liberate the heart so that we can fully understand our divinity and then apply it. Application. That means whatever is happening on the outside, yeah, it seems so real. And at times it can seem so real that it hurts. But there is a power within us that we are now recovering. And that is the power of the I am presence. That is the power of the divine self. And that divine self is more powerful than anything else. And so as you liberate yourself from the limitations, you break free from them. It is like, really breaking free from what people call the matrix. But actually it was our own imprisonment of the divine self, not giving the power where it really is, and kind of believing the illusion of the limited self, which I understand is very real at times, and for some people all the time. It's a process, so it's okay. We're going through a process of liberation of our own being, and we are reclaiming our divine self. So we've been, again, through many different amazing changes within the body. Since 2019, that was the big blast of energy that started coming in, and it was cleansing our cells. It was cleansing our DNA. We are really being liberated on so many levels. And so we are connected to the earth. And the earth needs us, rainbow children, to be in a liberated state, to be in this kind of neutral state of love. And the neutral state of love is one of the dichotomies of Divine Mother. Well, is love neutral? No, love is not neutral. Love is pretty, intensely engaged in the well-being of all and the goodwill of all. But it is not the love that is the opposite of fear. This love is the all-pervading love. It is the all-present love. It is that all-embracing love. It is the all-encompassing love. And we came up in religions with a name for this, and we call it Christ consciousness. And so this state is our goal here. It is absolutely our state that will actually then affect the entire planetary grid. Now, what happens when we come to the tipping point? We will be helped. We are being helped by so many beings, but we have to participate every day. I don't like when people wait for the UFOs to come and say, come on, take us from planet Earth. That's not exactly how this should work. What actually should happen is that we all go within and we kind of uncover the original blueprint of our own being. And we do it through meditation. We do it with the work with Orin. We do it through invocation, but also engaging our body. The body really is, as you know, very important. This is amazing when we find out how this all runs through the body, and that within the body is the bridge to higher dimensions. And it is through our glands, it is through all the beautiful sacred liquids within the spine and the brain, within our glands. All of it is the bridge to higher dimensions. And I experienced this myself kind of surprisingly. I spoke about this before, but you just never know. Because I meditate every day and I do my breathing exercises every day. And sometimes you get this huge states of consciousness that expand within you. Suddenly you just know a lot of stuff just because you did the breath properly. And it doesn't always happen, but very often it does. And again, sometimes you just do your breathing exercises for half an hour, and next thing you know, source is speaking to you and you can see the source because your third eye opens, and so on and so on. And so for me, the surprising thing that happened once was I went for this amazing body work with a really special, woman. And she was putting like rocks on my body and different crystals, and she was aligning the body. It was really cool. And the whole thing lasted like 2.5 hours. And that day, suddenly it all opened up. And I think it was definitely her, aligning the body so that I can perceive 12 dimensions at once and realize, our place within. So you never know, it's just one of the things that, for example, worked for me. And again, it just happened once like this after the body work. So again, the body is a tuning fork, and we can attune to higher dimensions through the body. This is exactly what Sadhguru teaches in inner engineering. This is exactly what Yogananda taught as a scientific method of the Kriya Yoga. So a while ago, there was a video on YouTube that I found where actually someone read it was a book for disciples of the Kriya Yoga. It was not made public. It was really for those who were initiated. And so it is on YouTube. You can just follow the instructions, but also, for example, I received an initiation not only directly from Yogananda, but also through SRF, which is the Self-Realization Fellowship. It was something where you had to study for quite a bit. I think it took years to be able to receive the first initiation. And so, for example, the first initiation, it was done in person. So we went to the temple in Hollywood, out of all the places. There was a small group of us, and, they give you instructions on how to practice Kriya Yoga, to move the energy through the spinal cord, how to move it to the third eye, really. And so we received a personal transmission where they touch your third eye and they transmit this energy to you. And to me, this was so huge. For those of you who experienced this, it was a transmission, the man touched my third eye, and suddenly I could see the entire galaxy. I could see it, it opened the third eye, and I was like, whoa, like, this is amazing. This is galactic. Yeah, it was the Shakti transmission. Amazing, amazing. And so, so many different wonderful methods, but it has to do with the body too. The body needs to be able to handle this light. The body needs to be able to attune to this multidimensional reality, because how else, absolutely incredible. And so I was going somewhere with this, but the thing is that, yes, this energy runs through the body. It will run through you and me when we are liberated. It actually comes in automatically when you liberate yourself. And so I realized when this all, happened, for me, it happened in 2020. Suddenly, through all this practice and meditation and chanting and breathing and who knows what, the sacred portal opened up. And then these two flows, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, came in, just like you see it here in the picture. And it connected the body to the earth in a way that I was able to perceive the energies within the earth. And so I was able to see what she's up to. And I say she told us because, suddenly she's like, oh, you can now hear me. You now are connected to the planetary logos. You now receive the cosmic energy, but you also receive the planetary energy. And so that's how I was able to see what the earth was attempting to do. And that is, she wants all of us to become liberated, so that she can then run through us, so that we understand her process and can be part of it, of course, and not be a parasite, but to be one who is aligned in love with her, because it makes sense. And so that's when she told us that actually this process of ascension will be so much to do with her electromagnetic field, with the changes of the axis, with the changes of really not only the alignment of the earth herself, but also her ascension really into more solar worlds, because she wants to go back to where is more light. And so it's pretty amazing when you think about it. The earth has, of course, its massive consciousness, and we are tiny little, like Yogananda said, ants on this massive consciousness. And Yogananda actually spoke of the earth as a little, speck of clay. So, anyway. everything is happening here, and the earth has that desire to ascend into higher worlds where there is more light, as Patricia calls it, back into the system of Alpha and Omega, because it is in the solar worlds where the earth will be also more solar herself, kind of operating more from her own core, which is solar light. And she will be shedding the densities, the dysfunctions of what you see on the surface. I am not sure quite how it's going to happen, but all I could see when they showed me this is that the earth will be receiving massive impacts of energies from cosmos, from the galaxy, specifically from the galactic core. And it will peel off, in a way, the old skin, and she will go into her expanded state of being. She told me it's exactly like when we die, we shed the old body and we step into a much more expanded version of ourselves with that kind of light body. And so, yes, this is happening exactly as we speak. And we have so many energies coming to do this. It's really amazing. But again, we want to be prepared. We want to be in the highest expanded state of being ourselves. So I see how many people around the world have been purified through a lot of, fevers and internal fires. And to me, this is all the purification of the human genome so that we can handle these bigger frequencies of the solar light. So we will be going into the new planetary grid, and within the new planetary grid, there is no dysfunction, but we have to be able to actually attune to it, right? And so I think all this work that we do, and we will do until this ascension process is completed, we will be constantly aligning with the higher state of our own being, which is the divine self. We'll be transmuting all the energies that stand in the way, because we want to be transmuting on every level of the being, physically, mentally, emotionally, etherically, so that we are light like a feather, and so that we are all love. That's our goal. We have the same goal, all of us here, same thing, becoming all love and becoming fully liberated. And that is just then the beginning, until we get there, we are still working through things. So it's funny, I always thought through religious different teachings that liberation was like the final destination. And no, that's just the beginning. Until then, we are still working through burdens, and we want to be liberated from burdens so that we can be free to be who we were meant to be. We were designed to be completely free, but of course sustained by source and sustained by the earth herself. I know people always ask, is everybody coming? Is not everybody coming? I can only say what I've seen. Everybody will be blasted with so much intense light that everyone will wake up, even if that dream was a very deep and maybe very dark one. But the intensity of that light will not leave anyone asleep. And so to me, this is what's going to happen. But again, some people say, people will be left behind. I don't see it that way at all. I think that Divine Mother would not let that happen, because this dream became so, nasty for so many. I think every single one of us know exactly, how nasty it can be when people are in deep unconsciousness. And so let us liberate all. And with that, we are going deeper and deeper into our work with the divine self, which to me is the most incredible thing we can do, because we want to be increasing our rainbow magnetism through the work with the divine self, truly allowing the divine self to become you. Allow it to become you, so that the reactions that we have, if we have any actually, are just divine self speaking through us, moving through us, seeing through us, being us, really. To me, there is nothing to hold on to, nothing to hold on to except liberating every space within your being to become your divine self. It is okay to become your divine self. Imagine the world that was the original blueprint. Everybody will be their divine self, 12-dimensional divine self, kind of, we speak about 5th dimensional, 12th dimensional. So it is, you know, the 12 colors of the rainbow coming through us. And that puts us in the 5th dimension, where we are all wonderful beings to be around. And when everyone is just a wonderful being to be around, we get to co-create something great too. So it is truly becoming love in action. It's really important to be love in action. It's better to be nothing than to be something that is not love. And so again, Yogananda always said it's okay to withdraw from the world if you need to, because Yogananda, as you know, he didn't like to be around people who were not in their divine self. At the end of his life, he kind of withdrew from humanity because, you know, humanity can be too much, unconsciousness can be too much. And unconsciousness is very unfortunate, because unconsciousness means not knowing. And so you can talk to someone who's unconscious, you know, when they are fully unconscious, and you can say whatever you want, but the person simply doesn't know. So when you don't know, you don't know. So anyway, it's good to actually Yes, that's right. They didn't let him to go to the Himalayas. How funny. So, you know, I remember coming to this earth originally with this group through the Himalayas. And I believe so many, if not all of us originally came through the portal in the Himalayas. It's pretty interesting. But anyway, so we only have, I think, our goal. Our goal is to be love in action, to become the rainbow child, fully liberated, looking within, finding all the dust, finding all the burdens, removing them, letting go. It's okay to let go, forgiving all no matter what. It must be done, because if we don't forgive fully and completely, we are still also holding unconsciousness within us. And sometimes, I always say, sometimes we are forgiving that which seems unforgivable. But in the end, when we see it from the perspective of the divine self, we are just truly liberating all life from unconsciousness. And so we will be doing this work every single day until it's done. And now we have the big energies, you know, cosmic energies, these comets. There is one comet flying towards the sun. There is one comet flying towards us. So these energies, you know, it's like we are in a body of a great one. We are really in a body, right? We are in a body of a being, and this being has cells, and we are those cells. And we might have different function within the body, but also there are bigger cells and bigger organs within this body, and they are doing their thing. So it's like you and me, tiny little cells looking from the inside of a body, and we see, let's say, you know, white blood cells, and we say, oh, they are coming, liberation is coming. And so here flies a big cell, oh, and we call it a comet coming to help the system. And so that's pretty much how you can think about it. You know, we are, when we look at what is around us, we are looking inside a body of a great one. And so whatever is happening, the cycles within cycles, it's like looking inside the body and saying, oh, this cycle is when the being goes to sleep. This cycle is when the being wakes up. And we are observing it from the inside out. It's incredible. So beautiful. And so we want to do what Patricia said to do, and that is every single day connect with all these amazing opportunities that are happening within the system. We are within big systems, always think about the system. We are inside a galaxy. That's incredible. We are also inside a universe. Incredible. The universe is inside cosmos. Incredible. And that is all that is happening here. That's a lot. And so beautiful. And definitely work with your central nervous system, right? We all know everything actually here can only be perceived through the central nervous system. And so we are upgrading the central nervous system to be perceiving higher realities. And that's why we meditate. That's why we do silent meditation. That's why we work with Oren. That's why we do breathing exercises. That's why we eat a certain way. That's why we sit a certain way, move a certain way. And I just say one more thing. One of you shared here in the chat a video of a young man. The video had like 183 views, so no one really popular or famous, so people pay attention. And the guy was maybe 20 years young. And he described how he meditated when he was laying down on his back, completely straight. And he said he had to lay down like a soldier with his arms completely aligned, with his spine aligned. And suddenly he got into this expanded state. And that's what I share. This is what I do to travel out of body. And I like it when he said, like a soldier. Yes, it was so brilliant, you know. And so he even showed a picture how to be completely, you know, like an Egyptian mummy. And that, again, that's what I use to be able to, you know, attune. And it is all about the body attuning to higher worlds. Yes. And so let me stop recording. This was track number 10. I see the questions here. And also I see, yes, the reason why Egyptians put the mummies into the same position is so that their being could fully exit the body. And that's, you know, pretty much the reason for that, because you want that highway to be completely aligned so that you just drive yourself out. And so, my friends, this is our liberation. I know every single one of us gets it, because otherwise we wouldn't be here. The more we allow the divine self to expand, the more we become this, but 12 colors of the rainbow. We embody our true self instead of, you know, the distorted, nonsensical, lower human nature. And we become free, also free from all the needs. And suddenly we can magnetize to us all the good things and all the stuff that humanity put in place to satisfy their needs will not be needed, because we truly liberate the being. Amazing. So tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific, we'll repeat this. And tomorrow in the morning at 11 a.m. Pacific, we will have Taya Rain come in. She'll be speaking about her breath work that many of us have practiced with her. I have to highly recommend it because it is through that breath work that I tested out. You can have encounter with source after just a little bit of breath work. And so it's, you know, we are in different bodies right now. So 11 a.m. Pacific tomorrow will be Taya Rain, and then we will meditate as well. And then the day after, on Wednesday, I invited what I say is a paid speaker. So it's not just doing an interview at all, you know, like many, you know, YouTube channels do. This is truly a gift also that many of you made possible through your donations. And we are bringing in an amazing direct disciple of Sri Kaleshwar, Alex Atterman, who runs the Universal Baba's Kitchen in Los Angeles, where she's a healer and a minister. And so she makes it possible for people to book her as a speaker. And so we are booking her as a speaker for our group because she has amazing, amazing stuff to share. And she allowed us to record it. So we will be recording it. And so I'll post it then on YouTube as well. Because it's amazing when someone actually encountered Divine Mother through all the work that she did with Sri Kaleshwar. It's going to be amazing to get that transmission of energy as well. So amazing, exciting week. So thank you so much for being here. And again, let us shine the light of the divine self into this world. Thank you.